All right, hi everybody. So we're going to continue from what we talked about yesterday, starting with 1 point perspective. So what you're going to need for this is a piece of paper, a ruler, or a straight edge. If you don't have a ruler, you could use just another piece of paper, a folder, book, anything really. A pencil and an eraser. For this, I'm going to use a Sharpie marker, just so you can see it on the camera, but you should most definitely be using pencil and eraser. All right, so we talked about yesterday the hallmarks of linear perspective. So that includes a horizon line, which is where the sky meets land, and your vanishing point, which is where all lines recede to. So when starting a perspective drawing, you're going to start with your horizon line. So for your assignment, you're just going to be doing a box drawing. So really it doesn't matter where you put the horizon line. For this, you'll probably want to put it in the center just to give yourself some space on both sides. But when you're actually doing a drawing of like a cityscape or something, you want to put it accurately where it is in the image. So that's going to be my horizon line. Now I need to choose where I'm going to put my vanishing point. So just like the horizon line for this activity, it really doesn't matter where you put it. I'm going to put it just right in the center. But yeah, if you were doing an actual drawing, it would matter quite a lot where you put the vanishing point. So that's going to be my vanishing point. That's where all of my lines are going to recede to. So we talked about the hallmarks of 1 point perspective is that the lines or the edges of your object are parallel to your picture plane. So we're going to start with a box. Doesn't really matter what size. Remember, I'm doing this in Sharpie so you can see it. You need to be doing it in pencil. All right, so now I have a square. And again, all of my sides are parallel to the edge of the picture plane. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to connect the edges that are closest to the vanishing point together. So I'm going to start with this edge here. So I'm going to line up this corner with my vanishing point using my straight edge and connect all the way there. Okay. Now I'm going to do that again with my outside edge here. Connect it all the way to the vanishing point. All right, so you can start to see that it's starting to form a three-dimensional object. So I have to put in one more line connecting my top corner here to my vanishing point all the way. Okay, so now we have this pyramid box-like thing that goes all the way into the distance. But we need to cut it off because obviously boxes don't go on to infinity. So the top of my box is going to be parallel to this edge as well, right? Because boxes are just cubes. So we're going to connect from my outside edge to my middle edge, and that's going to be the top of my box, creating another square, or what we would know to be a square, even though it's receding into space. Now we need to create the side edge, which will be parallel with this line and this line. So I'm going to connect the corner that we just made down to the bottom of our edge, all the way down, and now I have a box. So since you're doing this in pencil, you would then take your eraser and you would erase all of these lines here because they're not actually there. We just know that that's how things recede into space. So you would erase those 3 lines there up until the corners of our box. So we did that one below the below the horizon line. So this would be like a tall person looking at the box. Now we're going to do one above the horizon line. So I'm going to start the exact same way. Start by making a box or a square, excuse me. Okay. All right, so I've got my square. Again, I'm going to connect those 3 edges that are closest to my vanishing point. The reason we don't connect that 4th edge is because even though in all reality it does connect to the vanishing point, we can't see through the box. It'd be like seeing through a cardboard box. It's just not possible. So I'm going to connect my outside edges using my straight edge all the way. And then I'm going to connect that center edge again to make my corner. Right, so again, we've got that long triangle thing. We're going to make the bottom of the box now, which is going to be parallel with this, right? So from that middle line we made out to the edge, that's the bottom of our box. Once more, parallel with this line, that's going to be the edge. Okay, so that's our second box that's above the vanishing point. So that would be like a worm looking up at the box floating in the sky, which obviously isn't possible, but for this, it doesn't really matter. So again, you would take your eraser and erase all three of these lines down here because they don't actually exist, just the box does. All right, so for your assignment, you have to draw 3 boxes above the horizon line, 3 below, and 3 on the horizon line. So I'm going to show you how to do that next. So we're going to start the exact same way. We're going to start with a box, but this time it's going to be directly over the horizon line. So there's the edges of my square. All right, so we've got my square now. And remember, we're only connecting the edges that are closest, or the corners that are closest to the vanishing point. So we're not going to connect these two over here because we wouldn't see their edges anyway if we were standing at this spot. So we're going to connect this edge here and this corner here. So now we've got the side of the building that we would be seeing, or whatever it is, the box. And then again, parallel with this one, we're going to cut off the edge of our box. Now we have our box on the horizon line. All right, so for this one, you would be erasing these lines here as well as the horizon line that's in the box because we wouldn't see through it. This would also be the nice beginnings of like a house or something. I mean, they all would be. So all you'd have to do is just add like a door, maybe some windows. Not required, but just so you can see where this would be going. So we'd have a door. You could also do it on this one. But the tricky thing with this one is that that line, that top of the door, is also going to recede towards the vanishing point. So that would be my door on the side of the building, because all 4 of my sides are not parallel with the edges of the paper, so it's going to recede back towards the vanishing point. All right, so you need to do 3 boxes above, 3 on the horizon line, and 3 below the horizon line, and then 1 wherever your little heart desires or wherever there's still room on your paper. Remember to erase all of your guiding lines once you've finished off your boxes. And then just to make it a little bit more fun, I want you to either color them in, add some texture, give it a background, really anything just to make it a little bit more fun. All right, so good luck to you. I know you'll do great. Thanks, everybody.